It's summer of 2022, and I'm sitting in front of my desk in my room with a pen in my hand. I have a very special thing laying on my table in front of me, an A4 paper block. And I'm really excited because the habit I'm about to do might genuinely change my life. All the sources and YouTubers I watched early in the day were telling me how life changing and valuable this habit was. So, with excitement, I started writing and writing and writing. I do it for a few seconds and then a few minutes. And then something weird happens. I get bored and then I stop. I lay down my pen on the table and I think to myself, this can't be it. I didn't feel anything. It was just boring. That's what I think to myself by cursing all those sources and YouTubers in my head. I started journaling around 1 year ago, but I never, like, until very, very recently. Like, when I say very recently, I mean literally yesterday or a few days ago. I never reaped the true benefits of journaling. I wasn't doing it correctly. So what I used to do is I used to just literally write down what happened to me, like just write down my story on paper. And this is honestly not the best way to journal. If you want to get the true benefits from journaling, it's not the best way by far. You could do it way better and just write down. I used to just write down what happened to me and expect it to make me feel better. When I was anxious about something, I would just write it down. And maybe it helped, but I didn't really reap the true benefits of journaling. It didn't truly help me to the level where I would call it habits that valuable because I wasn't doing it correctly. Until very recently, that I've been finding this habit truly life changing because I've been doing it correctly. I'm even enjoying it a lot more recently. I told you the story of how I got bored after a few minutes of journaling. Now, on some, like, yesterday I journaled for 1 hour and I had fun. I wanted to journal more, but then I had my reading blog that came up. I wanted to literally keep journaling, also, even though I had to read, but I just said, okay, no, read. It's important. I have way more fun. I get more results because I'm doing it correctly now. That's what I hope to do for you because I know maybe I'm just dumb, but a lot of the social YouTube videos on never helped me. Even when I tried to implement their advice, it never helped me out. They told me how to journal. They said, oh yeah, do this. It never really worked for me, to be totally honest. Never really. There's something that helped me is in Adonis school, Hamza talked about how he journals a little bit and it helped me. And then I also implemented, I also kind of I wouldn't say invented, probably someone else probably did it already, but kind of saw, made a way journaling could be viable for me, but also implementing some of Hamza's methods. So the first thing is make it a habit. Do it at the same time every day. Put it into your habit tracker, for example. I don't have it in my habit tracker. This is my habit tracker right here. So the first habit is 5 a.m. Then I have sunlight. So it's 5 a.m. I just have to wake up at 5 a.m. Then I have sunlight. Then I have sunlight is like literally looking out of my window. Then I have eat the frog. Eat the frog is just doing deep work first thing in the morning. So what I'm doing right now. Then I'm finished. I'm going to check the box. Then I have meditation. Then I have cold shower. Then I have homework for life. That's basically it. I don't really need it to have it in my habit tracker because I think it's habit. I won't have much difficulty to implement it. I'll become good at forming those type of habits. But I think for you, if you're a beginner, you should definitely, definitely put in your habit tracker. Have a specific time when you do it. I put a specific time in my calendar when I have to journal from 3 to 4 p.m. I'm journaling every day. If really have nothing to journal about, I would just sit down and think. Just have it like that. Don't just randomly. I think no, I know with the habit like journaling, you think to yourself, okay, no, no, it's must be more spontaneous with it. Actually, not. I used to think the same thing. I used to think, okay, I will only journal when I genuinely need to journal, so I won't put it in my in my timetable because if I don't have anything about anything to journal about, then what's the point? It's also because the habit of journaling was boring for me. That's why I didn't want to put like a big block of 30 minutes, 1 hour for it. But generally, even with a habit like journaling, where on some days you might not have much to journal about, still put it in your calendar, put it in your timetable. If you don't have a timetable, what are you doing? Start making one now, a timetable. Schedule it in advance and put journaling in it. Put journaling block in it of 30 minutes to 1 hour. If you even want 2 hours, do something like that. It might genuinely be life changing for you. Like I said, I used to think that for habit like journaling, I shouldn't put it in my calendar or habit track or anything because it's just like a habit that's not. It's more. I thought it's better if it was more spontaneous. If I just let myself, oh yeah, when I want to journal, I journal. Sadly, if you do that, you most of the time, even someone else who was pretty smart, you would often forget about the habit and not do it for months. I did it. I didn't do it for months because I just think, oh yes, you're a spontaneous habit, so yeah, yeah, put it in your schedule, make it a habit. Second thing is you don't have to write for super long. Don't think that you have, like I said, I write for 1 hour now. Um, and even not let's say for 1 hour, if I'm finished with something with a student, I finished with the topic I want to journal about before 1 hour in 10 minutes. Yeah, for the rest of the time, for the last 50 minutes, I'm gonna just think. Just allow myself to think. So especially if you're a beginner, you don't have to write for super long. You can literally write half a page every day and you're happy with it, or even just 5 sentences. That will be literally good enough. Literally, you don't have to just stay consistent, but you don't have to do it for super long. When you start noticing the weird friction, when it starts becoming really uncomfortable, like not really fun anymore, that's when you know that you should probably stop. Because if you try to force yourself to keep going, your mind will associate this habit of journaling with something that's boring or annoying or so effortful. That's so what you want. You want your mind to associate it with a fun habit that gives you mental clarity. So you don't have to write for super long. If you notice that you're getting really bored, you don't want to do it anymore. That's where I don't like to give this type of advice, but when it comes to journaling, I would generally recommend you not force yourself to keep going. On some days you won't have really much to journal about, like I told you. On some days you will literally not need to journal. On some days you maybe write half a page and then yeah, you don't have anything more to journal about. Some days your mind is just really clear. Some days you have nothing that confuses you. Some days you have no real questions to ask yourself. And some days just yeah, if you notice those days come and your journaling block is there, just think, just sit around and think. It's also a type of journaling. It's very similar habits to journaling. You can also I heard some people listen to relaxing music while journaling. I personally don't. I don't listen to any music. But if you can, if you really want to, you can listen to relaxing music. Like I said, relaxing music. When it comes to a habit like journaling, relaxing music. Don't listen. I wouldn't recommend you listen to that music like raps or music with too much lyrics because they can affect your journey session negatively. Because firstly, they can impede your mental clarity because those inputs might generally affect the decisions you're gonna make, the smart decisions you could have made during this journey session. I'm going to talk more about inputs later on, but try to avoid music with lyrics. If you want to listen to music with very minimal lyrics, like very little or no lyrics at all, lofi music or some shit like that. Do it on paper. I know you Some people watching this are told about doing it on computer. No, no, no. Don't do it on a computer. Do it on paper. Generally, it's so much more badass if you think about it. It's so much cooler to see this man pulling out his journal, writing for hours. I seen this guy with forward neck posture, writing on his computer. Do it on paper, generally. It's way better. It's firstly more effective. I genuinely think so. And it's cooler. You'll receive so much cooler than doing it. So do it on paper. Trust me. It's gonna be way better. Just trust me with it. I know you're gonna say, oh yeah, I can't write that well. No, even if you can't write that well, you're only gonna improve if you practice your writing. So do it on paper. So now I want to talk about what you journal about. So you can ask yourself these questions before starting your journal. Just find out what you should journal about. So you can ask your questions like what your current thought have you been getting recently? Like what your current thought have been popping into your mind recently? Is that an important decision you want to make? Like a really important decision you want to make? Is there a change you want to make to your business or to your life? That you journal about those things. Are you feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or do you fear or scared by something? Do you need clarity or answers to something? Those are the questions can really help you. But generally, I know before, most of the time, before going into my journal session, I already know what I'm going to journal about because I just randomly, when I notice I have something that I've been thinking a lot about recently, I know, yeah, and generally need to journal about it. So, and sometimes when you really have nothing to journal about, I find it really fun to just ask yourself some random questions, some deep questions. Like I'm going to talk about it later on, some deep random questions like that that generally like fry your brain to answer. And I also want to talk about writing for yourself. When you're writing and journaling, you're not writing and journaling for others. It's only for you. And because of that, you should be totally, totally honest. Don't be scared because what you're writing there is not for anyone else. It's not for your mother. It's not for your sister. It's not for your partner. It's not for your friend. It's not, no. It's for you. It's generally only for you. So you don't need to be scared to write on that thing where you did that day where you talk about that day where you did a mistake, make a mistake. Because it's only for you. No one's gonna read it. Maybe not even you. Maybe I most of the time never really like I rarely go through my own journals because I only journal to get answers, clarity. So most of the time I don't need to go back on the things I wrote about in the past. Remember, you're writing for yourself, no one else. So don't be scared. Like no one will see you. Go into this about the most weird or most fucked up things you did, or the most weird or most fucked up things you thought about. Go into this about them. That's how you're gonna get some true benefits. When I write about some things that where I fear if where I'm scared, the way I know if my family read it, I it made me nervous. It was scared shit out of me. That's when I know I wrote something with true honesty. Sometimes like I would write something that okay, if I found read I wouldn't be that anxious. But if I know for sure that if I that I would be scared to give my family my journal to read it, that's when I know okay, I went really, really deep. A journal is supposed to be something where it's just you and your thoughts. So don't be scared. If you're always gonna be scared that someone might read it, you won't get the true benefits of journaling. Because journaling helps especially with those anxious, fucked up, weird thoughts you have in your brain, that pop in your brain. Don't be scared to journal about some intimate things because it's just for you, no one else. Be logical. Don't judge yourself and your actions. Don't judge just the actions of others in your journal. Don't be like, oh, I did this, so I'm stupid. or this person is bad. Or you can do that for maybe this person is not a good influence for me. Might be something you could write about, but in general, avoid judging yourself. Imagine when you're journaling. Imagine you're talking to two lenses, your own lens and the lens of this person, this logical being with literally no emotions, with just logic. That's the goal. That the goal with journaling is to give yourself some answers and clarity in a way where while through being like becoming like eliminating most of the emotions. A lot of time you're gonna want to make decisions just because of your emotion, because you felt this emotion here, because you saw this person doing this. Journaling will help you to give you this clarity and just a little bit get like push a little bit the emotions to the side and be truly logical with yourself. That's what journaling is gonna help you with. So imagine you're just solely logical being, no emotions, who's talking to you. Imagine this. And don't judge yourself. It doesn't bring much. Don't like start judging others to your journals. It doesn't bring much. Imagine a true therapist. He wouldn't be emotional and tell you. A good therapist wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, you're a bad person because you eat a lot of, you are, or you're fat," something like that. A therapist wouldn't tell the patient something like that. You're a bad person, or no, no, you shouldn't have done this. A therapist would only he wouldn't really give his opinion. He would just ask the patient some deep questions and then maybe help guide him to the answer, not directly by giving him his opinion, but by being truly logical. That's what you should do with journaling. Be logical. You're like you kind of your own therapist when you're journaling. You're basically your own therapist when you're journaling. Another thing is don't write down the things you already know. That's a mistake I used to make. I used to write down, oh yeah, this day at this time, I did this exact thing like this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this. That's what I would basically, when I was journaling, I would basically just write things I already knew. Nothing new. I would just write down what I already knew, how I spent my day, how this happened, how this happened. And that's how I fill up a whole journal without getting any benefits from journaling. Don't go into details about things you already know. The goal with, like I said, the goal with journaling is to get true clarity and answers, and you only do that without trying to go into unknown territories. If such stay in the comfort of what you already know, it's easier, of course, just write down the thing that you already know. But going into unknown territories, searching for answers that you didn't even know you needed, that's when you get the true benefits of journaling. Remember this every time you journal. The goal of journaling is to get clarity and answers. It's not to just dump your thoughts. Most of like there's a type of journaling like that. Maybe you get benefits from it, but I've been getting some true benefits from journaling when I truly go into unknown territories and ask myself some questions that I don't know even the slightest. Like I can't really answer. And when I ask myself some questions that answering would be truly difficult to do. To try to be as introspective as possible. Go into unauthorized, go into that discomfort, don't be uncomfortable. When you ask yourself some questions that you know will be hard, like literally really hard for your brain to answer, that's when you know you're journaling correctly. Go into unknown territories. Don't stay in the comfort of just writing down the thing that you already know. Because you already know them. So what's the point of writing them down? The goal is to get clarity and answers. Chase answers that you didn't even know you needed. So, like I said, don't write things like, oh yeah, at 5 a.m. I did this exact thing like this with this thing, and I then this person did this, and then this happened. No. Write things like, I've been thinking about a time when this happened, and I'm anxious every time this thought pops up in my brain. Why? Why does it make me anxious? Then you answer the question, maybe because this happened in my childhood, and then um, how will my life be if this isn't happening in my childhood, for example? go into details like that, that ask you some deep questions like that. Like sessions just ask yourself a ton of questions. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again because I think if you can drill this thought into your brain every time you need to journal, you do it most of the time correctly. The goal with journaling is to get some clarity and answers from yourself, answers that were hidden deep into your brain. So ask yourself some difficult questions, questions that you know will be truly difficult for you to answer. If you like ask a question and then directly start responding it wasn't good enough. But if you ask a question and you literally have to pause for a few seconds to minutes, to a few minutes sometimes, before answering the question, that's when you know the question was a good one. When you find yourself having to literally like lay down the pen and just think for a few minutes, and then before answering now the question, and even that answer is not really sure you're true. The answers shows not when you write down the answer, you're not really sure if the answer is true. Even though you took some real long time to think about it, that's when you know the question was good enough. If the answer is vague, unsure, even though it took you minutes to get your answer, that's when you know the question is good enough. That's how you should journal. If I knew this earlier, I'm sure I would have gotten a lot more benefits from journaling. A lot more. But really ask yourself questions like, what led me to have this desire? Some deep questions like, what led me to have this desire? Why do I want this? Would I have done this if this didn't happen? What is the reason for my existence? Like literally those type of questions. Who will this decision affect? Why do I feel this emotion? Is my life going in the right direction? Don't worry, like literally, don't be scared to have like literally 10 different questions on one page. Ask a ton of questions. That's where you're gonna get the true value. Because trying to find and finding answers to those questions is like the true goal of journaling. And one more thing is question everything in your life. A lot of the desires you have are not truly yours. A lot of the desires I had and still have are not mine. A lot of desires you have been implanted into you by someone else, and you might be like, "Huh, what is he talking about?" When you start truly doing deep into journaling, you will realize this. The best question you ask yourself is, "Why do I want this? Why do I desire this?" Truly ask yourself these questions, like literally, maybe every day when journaling. I asked myself this question yesterday. Is my is my dream of adding to the body of knowledge really mine? Is this truly my dream or someone else's dream? I'm not 100% sure. Still not. I journaled for 1 hour yesterday. I'm going to journal more today, later in the day, about this. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this goal of adding to the body of knowledge and sharing the things I learn about myself from journey is not truly mine. Maybe it's another man's goal that has been implanted into me. I'm going to journal a lot about this to find out. But this is the power of journaling. When I find out, I truly hope it's truly my purpose. It's not someone else's, but it genuinely might not be mine. Genuinely might just have been implanted into me by Hamza, for example. It's a genuine possibility. I have so much fun working on this, but maybe it's not my true purpose. I woke up at 5 a.m. We record this video, and then I'm gonna script another video. And I'm not even sure if it's my true purpose. Journaling is gonna make you confused sometimes. Like I swear, some days you're gonna get really confused for days because of journaling. But I think there's a true beauty in that state of confusion, especially when you end up finding answers at the end of the day. I think that's truly beautiful. I feel confused, but at the same time, I feel excited. I think this is truly my purpose, but I'm not 100% sure. It will take some true introspectiveness and journaling to find the answers. You'll find out that a lot of your desires and wants aren't really yours. I found out that probably my desire to become like a millionaire isn't mine. I found out that my true desire is maybe to make 10,000, 50,000 a month, something like that, so that I can raise my kids well and I can homeschool them. And my mom, I can retire my mom, I can retire my family, I can retire my future wife. I think that would be pretty good. But maybe becoming a millionaire isn't my main goal, and maybe someone else's goal has been implanted into me. That's genuinely a possibility. I think I'll just have to, even for that, I'm not 100% sure. Even for that, I should have to journal. But journaling can make you really, 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 really confused sometimes. But that state of confusion is truly beautiful. Trust me, like seriously beautiful. You might generally be living a life that's very authentic to yourself and not even know it. You are probably doing some things that are unauthentic to your true self and you don't even know it. I'm 100% sure that you are. I have so many things that I'm doing that are inauthentic to myself. And I don't even know all of them. I don't even know all of them. A lot of the things you do is just a validation from some random people. Why do you want that Ferrari? Truly ask yourself, is that because you came to this world with that desire of wanting that Ferrari, or because you saw some influencer having a Ferrari and then having some girls talking to him because he has a Ferrari, because he has the car? Truly go into details to that level, like, man, you're gonna be confused. So when you find the true answers, I think it can be truly beautiful. Like I said, I am very confused right now. I'm very very confused. But this habit is like slowly helping me gain true clarity, slowly but surely. I'm gaining true clarity thanks to this habit, and I think this is truly a powerful and fun and enjoyable habit. Generally, if you do it correctly, this is generally a powerful one. Lastly, this is a skill. Don't be discouraged because you can't write well. You will like it's like every other skill. To improve, you need practice. That's how you will improve. You won't just be able to just start writing and become a pro. No, even I am not perfect at writing, but I know if I keep writing like this consistently for 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes every day for the next 3 years, I can imagine what type of monster at writing I can be. I will become at that time because that's some good practice at writing. This is some really good practice. You will improve with time like any other skill. You will only improve with practice. So practice, 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 practice. Don't you just like, oh, I can write this, I will do it on a computer. No, do it on paper. Do it on paper. It's generally way better. So imagine this. Imagine yourself in a few years after having consistently journaled for years, being this super aware, intelligent, calm, and collected guy. Just that's genuinely what the type of benefits you can get from journaling. That's what I'm striving for. So I'll keep journaling. I want, like, I've noticed since I've been journaling like this recently, literally throughout the day, even when I'm not journaling, I've been analyzing like a lot of the different thoughts I've been getting into my brain. In the past, I'll just let them flow. I'll react to them. Recently, I've been analyzing them, the thoughts or desires I've been getting a lot more, even when I'm not journaling. So you don't only get the best views from journaling when you're journaling, even outside of journaling, because you've been asking just yourself so many times. So those deep, confusing questions, you'll be questioning everything in your mind, even throughout the day, while you're just going through your day. You just randomly get the thoughts of, hmm, why do I have this desire? Why do I want to talk to this person? You just question a lot of things, which will just make you so much better at decision making. Make some great decisions instead of which having this desire and then jumping. You make you a way better decision maker. Make you like just calm, collected, intelligent man. Less emotional, stronger. So I hope this video helped you. If you got value from this, you can help me by sharing this video to someone else. It will help me and them. And yeah, if you want to get free coaching from me for 1 hour, you can click the link in the description. Don't run it from discomfort, chase it.